So another topic I think that you might want to talk about is really like, and I think this is a very historical, challenging question. And I think it's going to be debated for several years, or maybe you're going to shed some light on this question and kind of maybe bring some finality to it. But it's really when does the blood car, and when I say blood, I'm talking about gang blood, not my brother blood. When does that blood car really establish itself in Los Angeles? And when I say the blood car, we're talking about the Outlaws, the Pueblos, the Bounty Hunters, the Denver Lanes, the Athens Park. But really, what is the beginnings of this car that we now call the Bloods? And who were the first ones in it in terms of neighborhood? Because that's a well debated question, right?
That's a very good question, brother. And I want to tell you like this: AC himself didn't have knowledge of the red bandana belonging to Piru Street. It had to be Lil Vince and LB that had that knowledge of Piru Street claiming the red flag or the red bandana as Piru. Now, once they got to YTS, they used that as a strategy to bring everybody together under the red bandana. And once they formed the word blood up under the red bandana, the Piru was dropped in YTS and the Bloods was picked up. Now, Ray Boyce himself was not a gang member, but he only picked it up because he had homeboys in there that came in behind him, you know.
Well, explain that real quick. I'm sorry to stop you, but you said Ray Boyce himself was not a gang member.
No, he wasn't.
Let's just explain for us so we can have a better understanding on what you mean by that.
When I say that he was not a gang member, I mean he got caught up in the error. The error that he got caught up with when he became a green jacket and he was dealing with Alfred and Tyrone Tate as memberships and leaderships, that they were more of like a club, man. You know, they didn't go around beating up people for fun, taking nobody coats. They didn't do that. I seen a lot of skating going on, a lot of comradeship going on with them guys as green jackets, right? Now, once the Crips came in and the Bloods came in, it became a whole nother ball game, man. You know, Ray didn't see all that killing that was going on out there in the streets. He didn't know nothing about that. So when they came inside with that, and the homeboys that came behind him gave him the information on what was going on out there, you know, he probably despised them because he felt that, hey, they were taking advantage of the community probably, you know? So I believe that he did that out of respect for the homies, knowing that this is the background that I come from, even though I was a green jacket. Now I'm being that there are bounty hunters now, you know, I can't let them defend for themselves. So he did that out of courtesy of being from Nickerson Garden, but not being a Nickerson Garden bounty hunter, you know.
Okay, so back to the whole blood identity in YTS, and then you also said that the Pirus at that time just dropped being Piru and decided to be Bloods?
I would say this. I would say once the Pirus and bounty hunters was in YTS 74, 75, because everybody started coming home in 76. Once they was in there and they seen that they have to have unity amongst each other in order to survive in there, I think the Pirus, like Lil Vince now, you know what I'm saying, using it in their best interest to bring some unity up in there, to bring the red flag under one unity dealing with the anti-Crip gang, you know, and they did a pretty good job of that, being that Piru at that time was only West Side, Piru Street at that time. So therefore, the guys from Piru Street had to strategize mentally, and they used their red bandana to become Bloods and branch off from the Piru thing at that time. Because while they were saying blood inside YTS 74, you know what I'm saying, we were still, and I was still seeing guys in Centennial High throwing up the red flag saying Piru. And then when I see the pictures of my homeboys on the pictures with the Pirus, and they all wearing red flags together, I didn't know that they was claiming bloods at that time.
Okay, so real quick, when you see red bandanas at Centennial High School and people are saying Piru, what year is this about?
74, 75. That's when, and I think it came out probably 73. And I want to have to ask an individual about that. Did it come out? Did it come out in 73? That's still a question mark. I think probably late 73. Because when I start seeing it late 74 when I checked in. You know, I talked to Yellow Ice about that, and he told me that it was out when he was in junior high, because he was in the 10th grade when I was in 11th. So it had to be out all 74. I think it was all out all 74 myself, you know.
Okay, so then this blood identity, this blood unity between the bounty hunters and the Pirus, how does it eventually spread into all these other neighborhoods that were anti-Crips at the time? Because today, you know, you have the Inglewood families, their bloods. You got the Denver Lanes, and the Denver Lanes existed before there were bloods. They became bloods. The Athens Park Boys became bloods. I mean, it goes on and on. The Bloodstone villains, their blood. Some of them say that they were Bloodstone villains all along. Thanks for watching StreetTV.net. If you're not subscribed, please hit that button below and click the bell to receive alerts and notifications. Feel free to comment below so you can give us your feedback, and be sure to watch the 2 related episodes to the right. If you want to support this platform or follow us on social media, visit the links in the description, and thanks for watching StreetTV.net.